Oh my Allah. Af Ingiriisi baa ku hadlaysa. You're gonna speak in English. Wallahi. Just for that, wallahi, you're speaking in English. I don't care how slow you're gonna speak in English. Wallahi. Maanta baranaysa. You're gonna learn because at the end of the day now, it's good for adiga. You know, because many people ayaa la hadlaysa, right? So you need to convey your whatever you need to convey in English, you know.
Okay.
Or obviously a Finnish while already garanaysa, so that's not the thing where, because that's not this is North America, you know.
Yeah.
But no, okay. In af Ingrisi, yes, you can add Somali and whatever you want to add, like stuff like that. But dadko shag, tell people qofka tahay. Take your time. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, English. Take your time. That's what I'm trying to say. Dig. Don't do it too fast. Just take your time. You can mix. I mix all the time.
Okay.
You know, if there's a certain word, I've Somali kurda, and then don't worry, there'll be subtitles. Take the time, subtitle and so killing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, my name is Omar. I'm coming all the way from. I'll get there. I'll get came there.
Me back at me. Are you from the countryside? Okay, so you're Somali. Clearly, so you're Somali. Clearly.
Orta magacayga Umar baa la yiraahdaa.
Yeah.
Somali baan ahay. Magaranaysa waxaan Finland dalka Helsinki dalka Finland magaalada Helsinki baa waxaan nimid 1992. Seems now magaranaysa I'm in here. Actually 1991 if I'm not wrong.
So ماذا قحضي like at the time because
well my background is like I born in Hargeisa.
Yeah.
When I was markaan already when I was class ka saddexaad third class meel laga
third grade
third grade ayaa waxa dhacay dagaalkii Soomaaliya ka dhacay oo ku soo horeeyay xagga
waqooyiga
Hargeysa in 1988 from that class markaa waan qaxnay waxaan tagnay I think we were already like 1 week we were.
Did you go to Ethiopia? Ethiopia about like 10
through the border to the Ethiopia. We went first all the way across حاجة سرها هرجيسة حاجة سرها وقبحنا حاجة هرجيسة يعني حاجة إثيوبيا حاجة إيربورت كانوا قبحها مركا حاجة إيربورت كمان نانو بحين حاجة سرها وقبحنا مركا I think مكراس we make a round ما فهمت مكراس وسوي رجلي مركا 7 days مركا وراي 7 days تانا قالوا وحا مليار أو هرجيسة دوشيدا oo leeyahay xeer xawo mise geed deeble imika magaalada Hargeysa way gaadhay ma baatay it's now part of Hargeysa like that time it was me
the north of the geed deeble is north of Hargeysa
marka halkaas waxaan deganay 2 months we were like 2 months there hoping the best that this war will be over because waxaan lagu yiri the war will be over like 7 days and yeah, and then we were hoping that the war will be over, but the war haven't been over until 1990. I think 1990. 1991. I just came back to Hargeisa. 1991. I have been like 3-4 months. Or Magrasa but down high and laga baqay in Mina Magrasa lugaha goyso. Markaas actually then we came through to Djibouti all the way Djibouti to Finland.
Okay, so you didn't go to Comforta or anything, and you just went straight to Djibouti after a while, and then you went to Finland from there.
Djibouti we spent like 6 months in Djibouti, and then straight from there we fly to Helsinki. So that was my background in there, and then I here in Helsinki. Then it was just another new country. And very hard. You're gonna see only just white people. We were only the first black people who was coming in here. Really, and I don't know how the people can imagine that one, but even when some people are coming close to you and touching your hair and seeing that you are different and all stuff like that, and then the hardest things is also that when you don't understand this language, what the people are talking and what they talk about, and it's one of the hardest language that it can be. Yeah. Marka, again, one more time, it take a long time to integrate myself in here, and as well as a lot of people also in here, and to study elementary in here. Dugsi dhexe haddana kasoo bilaabay I think class waxaa kasoo bilaabay.
So you left at grade 3, but then did you go back? Dib baa u noqotay.
Well, in marka joognay Ethiopia, we were Ethiopia, markaas small village. Well, it get a little bit bigger markay dadkii magaalada dhan kusoo qaxeen. Marka maxaa la harshin baa la yidhahdaa. Marka there markaas we were studying in there, markaas iskuulkii xabashida sidoo kale madrasado maxaa la yidhahdaa. Markaas I didn't lose to the xagga studying, I didn't lose it. Lakin when I came here, everything again new. markaas waxay yani luqadii baa igu cusub, the way and then markaas waxay qaabka ay wax u barayaan methodka ay wax ku barayaan iyo methodkii wax lagu barayay totally different. Markii anaga wax la barayay macallin aad respect siinayso ushii wato oo aad ka baqayso oo ma fahamtay. Yeah, and just marka halka cadaankii soo dhex galayna macallin la caayayo oo haddii la doono aan waxba laga dhegeysanin oo ardaydu just they go markaas waxay classka iskaga baxayaanoo whatever. markaas waan yaabay, laakiin 3 months annagii baaba kasii xumaanay cadaankii oo macallinku markuu nala hadlaba wax dhahaa what are you talking about ma fahamtay.
No, it's
markaas
no, go ahead.
marka waxa weeye another word markaas haddana duni maxaa la waxa weeye meel barafa, dhul barafa. I remember anuu summer baan imid. I came here in summer. marka waxaan xasuustaa that's the second day, mise third day ayaan banaanka u baxay. marka waa iska soo ciyaaray waayo waxa meel basketball baan tegey. markaas kubadda basketkan iyo waxaan markaas waa nagu cusbaayeen. marka waa iska ciyaaray. carruur caddaana markaa kubaddii basket turtuurisay and I was like join them. markaas waa basketkii baan la turtuurayay. and then when they went home, ana markaa xaggii xaafaddan soo dhaqaaqay. My big brother was so angry. Intaasaa waa qalanba. kabacdi wuxuu yidhi do you know what time is? what you talking about? markaas time ana waa yabara waxa lahaa muxuu waqtiguu ka dheeryahay. laakiin the time being like markaas 9:30 10 o'clock. laakiin still cadceeddii baa jirtay.
Because north baa joogtaa. You're north, so it's long.
No, I was actually in Helsinki, but Helsinki lifted cadceeddu ma dhacdo. Sometimes it can go markaas over 12 12ka ay gaadhaa. markaas anna waxaan ka imid meel maqribka madow yahay 5:40 between 6 o'clock waa madow.
You're beside the equator. The halka compare the difference.
walaalo saacad buu isoo iibiyey. wuxuu yidhi from now on saacadda adeegaysaa cadceedda kuma soconaysa ma fahamtay. marka actually maxaa la waxa weeye dee nolol macaan iyo nolol qadhaadh iyo nolol adag iyo intuba dee way ku jirtaa. maxaa la waxa meeshan noolaanshaheedu. laakiin the Toronto one is equipment. Toronto was the different. Toronto is like you can feel still be home, not home, but like you can feel like that. Everybody is coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
And there baa joogta, African kalaa jooga, caddaan baa jooga. Especially in Toronto, you don't feel like okay, I'm the only one outsider. I'm about it. Laakiin here still Soomaalida u badan, community Soomaalida maxaa la waxa weeye Arab way timid. laakiin outsider markaas markuu qofku ilmaha yar markuu day care-ka ka bilaabo still is a different si inuu different yahay marka this is the challenge magaranaysa anaga na haysta markaad eegto qurbahan aan anagu joogno dadka finishkiina maaha dad la dhex geli karo oo maxaa iyaga laftoodu way yara adag tahay sida aad ku dhex gashaa ma fahamtay yeah
no
marka that's
it's yeah I can't imagine well I can't no I can but at the same time anigu in a different obviously I get wayne type but for me I was same thing Hargeysan ku dhashay and waan qaxnay I came I think we went to same thing went north of Hargeysa and then we went to I think Ethiopia and Tegney and then Djibouti and Tegney and then Comfort we went down the opposite way we went to Comfort but this is 80 Mogadishu and Tegney and then from there ban I think Djibouti kunoqonay and then Francisca and then Maraykanka so from there then we went to Canada so it's and then I like came halkan I came here when I was like 1 year old about like one so I don't remember Hargeysa or anything waxa sort on but like I said deerkayga iyo hooyaday all the stuff I sheekanay all these crazy shekos about you know magaalada iyo meeshan ku dhashay iyo waxaas and then obviously one tagay 2006 is the first time one tagay
okay
and physically I keep telling people physically Hargeysa is iyo magaalada and the land is qurux badan but the dib is as I say to many people kama faa'iidaystaan dhulka properly that's the issue that's the issue I have always because waxaan ka tagay from all the way from as far as from Wachalla all the way to Ale like from all the way ayaan tagay before and Comfort kamaan tagay I haven't been at least markaan adult yahay but in a sense people come if they stand because there are nomadic people there they're not too much agriculture or waxaas make you know so that's the issue at least it's on that I wish they take advantage of their land more but they're creative people so maskax they ka shaqeeyaan you know what I mean so they're all maskax all hadal all maskax all creativity so it's a balance you know what I mean it's a balance of because they're all maskax what do you have marka reer mi tahay you have your maskax you have wahyar and you have your maskax that's all you have so you have people their gabay your poetry all that stuff you just have that halkas so it's a payoff you lose some things you gain other things
yes as I said Magran say earlier marka dadka u sheekeynay waxaan ahadaa you know like Somali people especially we are young generation marka Soomaalida laga hadlayo we were integrating many different times because hadda academica awiyasheen inta badan they were reer me bay ku noolaayeen then abayasheen ba haddana magaalo yimi marka abayasheen marka magaalo and they started was not magaalo Magran say we cannot even call magaalo the Hargeysa or Magran say other places I think and Muqdisho ka ahayn Muqdisho maybe Muqdisho being established Magran say before couple of 100 years but it was also small so everyone who is coming from Muqdisho also is not coming like you know like he don't have a
port city there port city so dad fara badan baa imanaya compared to Hargeysa inland Hargeysa waa inland that's the issue waa inland so less people baa imanaya it's just dadkii you know ku dhashay iyo
yes and then and I mean Magran say wuxuu yani qof walba Soomaalida qof awowgii magaalo ku dhashay way yar tahay ma fahamtay yani at least awow marka laga hadlayo aaba magaalo ku dhalan kara ma fahamtay so how many times we been integrating from me to magaalo haddana magaaladii oo aan wax badan lala qabsan waxa civil war kii baa yimid haddana again we came to diaspora all the way diaspora qof baa tegay Uganda qof baa Hindiya tegay qof baa Maraykanka like me Finland marka again Magran say we are integrating different country different culture so it will be nice to see Somali people after 50 years I don't know دانو منو لكن after 50 70 أما 100 years كبعدي haddii Soomaalidu soo wada noqoto ay isugu timaado Somalia, at least they are not coming back, but some of them. Marka, how many culture there is, and it would be good to see.
It would be good to see, but Somalida waa garanaysaa. At the end of the day, milk, they're everywhere. Every megalo, you'll find Somalis. They're visibly like either if you they're recognizable by dabeecadooda, dhaqankooda, all this, like they're just, you know, that Somali after a while. Like in the beginning when you come to wadankan and all this stuff, kuma garanayaan, right? But in the last 30 years, wala garanaya, that's Somali. Dad halka ka qalina, that's Somali. You know what I mean? So in like in Canada, they would say dadki the Wallahi people. So they would like, you would hear these kids or niman waaweyn outside qalina Wallahi Wallahi Wallahi. So it's walana garanaya. They know us.
You know what was funny markaan imid in Toronto? Annaga dadka cusub I think yimid magarasa last 5 years, 10 years, even 15 years. We call them Titanic, ma fahanteen? Don't eat Titanic baa keentay. Maxaa la waxa weeye Toronto waxa gala Canada u taqaanaan.
That's that fresh, we say fresh off the boat or fob waxaas oo dhan.
Marka the funny thing is inaga lafteeni baa isii kala riixayna.
We were separating the kuwa cusub iyo kuwa mar hore imid,
totally different. So waxay iga sheekaysaa maxaa la yidhaahdaa, I don't know, grass waxay Toronto what was marka adigan dunidiiba waa aragtay, adigoo yar baa aragtay, you already you've been in France, even you don't remember, maybe in the state, I don't think you remember, but grass already Canada ayaad ku kortay, you just grow up in Canada, right?
Canada ku koray, but by the time on like 19 or meshas, I just started traveling. Keligay baan adduunka tagay, you know. Keligay baan meel kasta tagay. So meeshi, like all the places that I've been before, like France, I've been back to France. Obviously Hargeysa ku noqday, Maraykanka all the time, and all these other places baan tagay. But go ahead.
Yeah. In what maxaa oran kartaa in Canada, what was surprising you as a personally, because you already you are Canadian, because I cannot call you are Somalian, but you are Canadian, you already grew up, nothing can surprise you in there in Canada. But anyway, what was the surprise things that you were like because totally you are like Somali like where this is coming from, or something that was very strange to you because magarasa gurigii aa ku kortay iyo saa u kortay, you haven't seen it.
As they say, you know, indahan halkan ku furay, you know what I mean? But the thing is, alhamdulillah, the thing is I can say is reerkayga kept me in the dhaqan, you know what I mean? So it wasn't meelfog, so regardless of where it was, but at the same time na igama haynin, like they didn't keep me away from dadka kale. They said dadka dhexgal, you know what I mean? Learn and grow and everything, and especially there was no big, like in Toronto, if you know Toronto, there's two major Somali communities. There's the West Endka, Scarborough, you know, and typically the weird thing is it's a mix now, but back in the days it was more Roqoi was like or all those people were in the Scarborough, Comfort, and everyone else was like in West End. I don't know why. Let's call it Kalaqaybian. I don't know why. I go downtown Korai, which was a mix of everybody, you know. And the difference is Halkas, the two sides you had to take buses. Yohas, Halkan downtown you would walk everywhere. Chinatown, all the Melkastad Dehkali said. So it's a weird thing in Markad first ticked because then it's because there's a local community that has been there for generations. Obviously, it's and you come in as the first group, and you're the group from Finland. You know what I mean? And I don't know how many Mado people were in Finland. I don't think at the time. We had the African American people here, Caribbean people, and everything that were already here, Helkentigen, already here. So there's already an established community. So then we come into that, and we're mixing with Asian and everything and in between. And you're like, where do I fit in? Clearly, I'm black. Clearly, I'm African. But then there's this distinction that you have because your parents tell you you're from here, this is the language you have, etc., etc., and then you're like, okay, I'm this, and then you look at, okay, this person is this, and then in school they teach you about slavery, they teach you about North America, all those things, and I'm like, to you guys, to the other people, I'm like, you guys are African, and then they tell you we're not African, we're Jamaican, or we're from this, or we're from that, or all these other things. So you're like, what the hell is going? That you start to see the difference, but then you're also over time you're like, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? So you're more integrated more here quicker, you know, than you are than I've seen in a lot of other places in terms of but there is a distinction, there is a difference because of the culture. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, you have, like I said, you're not speaking English. You have your own language. You speak English, but you also have your own language that is not French, Spanish, or anything, you know what I mean, that is European. So you already distinguish yourself there. Then also you're raised Muslim. You have this distinct dakan, you know, the music. You have all these different things. So you know you're Somali. You know what I mean? Like you are in the greater sense African, but then within Africa there's so much diversity. You even have the people next to us, the Ethiopia, which is even more dad for Ramadan, with their own with their own things. So, but then Somalis stand out in Toronto, regardless. They just stand out. So at this point, people know who Somalis are, to the point where, it's either good and bad. As I was talking to Mohammed Ankurdi.
Mohammed, yes.
Essentially, it's like everybody knows Somalis, good and bad. You know, there's good things, and there's also horrible things. And Somalis are known for certain things, and it's not how. So I don't know how it is in Helsinki, how it's become from Adugumarka to when you went there first to Imakadan, the difference.
Well, you know, true things is that, you know, Somali people are active, very active. Marka laga hadlayo runta Somalida dhexdeena, we have own issues. We don't support each other much. When it comes to marka dhexdeena ay timaado, maxaa la yiraahdaa, laakiin when it comes to the outsider, one thing is good about Somali is that time we support each other, and also maxaa la yiraahdaa, Somalidu we are proud ourselves to be a Somali. Somalinimada markaan Somalinimadeeda ku qanacsanahay. I think it's the only thing that, you know, we've been surviving that, you know, like يعني qof wal oo Soomaaliya de markaan ka hadlayo about 90% يعني waxa weeye qof walba inuu Soomaali yahay uu og yahay. Soomaalinimadiisa uu jecel yahay.
No, it's funny, of course. It's hard-headed, you know, like so. Yeah.
Marka, it doesn't matter what the outsider is telling Magrasa to you or whatever. Magrasa, you have a confidence. Magrasa, already, it seems like Marcas, that's something that, you know, it's been helping to survive, really, you know, when we are in those countries. Lakin at the same time, Somalidu waa dadka loogu neceb yahay adduunka. I don't know, kind of. I can have
yes
that
and no. No, it's yes and no. Yes and no.
Yeah, because sometimes I can understand, like, okay, because it's also about Magrasa, because we don't have a stable country which also can defend us as a Magrasa ama diaspora ha ahaato ama cid kale ha ahaato. So whenever really wherever, I don't know about the Canadian media, but as I know, Finnish media, whenever they need, whenever they want, they can write from Somalia anything that they want. So this is the issue. But they cannot write about the Russian. They cannot write about the Ethiopians. They cannot write even about the Iraqian, you know, like, because if you talk about that, because Iraqi people are also more as we are in here. So it means there is a kind of, how could I say, relationships between the governments or whatever, or the kind of respect. So this kind of we don't have. So in that time, the media can write about anything. So you will be always the, as I feel like, because I'm living in the Scandinavian, I'm living in Finland, I'm living the place where already so sometimes I can feel like, you know, okay, So I have a lot of haters. So hate me, whatever, hate me. But in this sense, in this point, I can see the Somali people are very strong people because like as I can say, with all of those situations, still we have a people who is coming from there. Still we have madrasa hablehni, mashallah, inta badan. They are reading madrasa ama doctors ha noqdaan ama nurses ha noqdaan ama whatever else madrasa they're going to do. But the things that we knew it in back home, ma fahantay? waayo dhakhtarka waxaan ku naqaanaa waddankeeni baan ku naqaanay inuu dhakhtarku ahaa respectful stuff like that. So every parent is telling you that oh okay, madrasa try to be a doctor or try to be a doctor or whatever. Okay, there is also some fields that we don't know. As you and me, we are a movie industry, so a lot of people don't know the movie industry. A lot of people, so a lot of parents don't support the madrasa movie industry to them. Children and stuff like that, but that's also it's all about that they don't know, and whenever the person don't know something, it's also much secure and safe that you don't figure it out, that you know so. But alhamdulillah, I can say like still we are not of course bad and good. Madrasa every Somali markay badan yihiin, like let's say like we are in here in Finland we are 25,000. I think the 25,000 cannot survive. We cannot say like 25,000 should be madrasa on the very clear and madrasa inay dad wada shaqaysta wada fiican wada noqdaan. No, it cannot happen. waxaa soo gelaya drug dealer baa soo gelaya, waxaa soo gelaya qof nolosha ka dhacay baa soo gelaya, waxaa soo gelaya waxyaabo badan. It seems weliba dadkan nolosha ka dhacaya ee badanna magarasa it's not them fault. Magarasa maaha yani iyaga maaha sabab iyagu keensadeen, waa sabab uu keeni karo systemka ama governmentka dalka la joogo oo maxaa qaabka loogu talagalay. waayo systemka dalkan la dhigtay 100 years ka hor baa la dhigtay. 100 years ka hor marka la dhigtayna looma dhigin qof ajaaniba oo dibadda ka yimaada.
It's for their own people. For the Finnish people. That's what the system was built for.
And then and they are not really also to renew the madrasa system, because the system that being built even 30, 40 years ago, madrasa is not going to work today, because as a Helsinki city I am, it's a very multicultural city. So at the end of who's going to lose, the city going to lose also. When you see the bigger picture after 50 years, no matter the gangster or the drug dealer or the narcoman, whether he's a Finnish or background Somali, already government will pay. So madrasa is not good also for the government, the system, but they are not ready to also to open the system. So in this case, I can say alhamdulillah much. Anu waan jeclahay Soomaalida, because wherever we go, okay, markaan ka tagno meelahan wadamadan welfare kale, you're going to go to Uganda, you go to South Africa, you go to Gambia. Soomaalida waa dadka muuqda, they have a business, they have yani waxa loo soo guuraa xaafadda Soomaalidu ay ku badan tahay, tagaasidaa timaada, ganacsadayaasha yimaada, because somehow we are creative, ma fahantay? Laakiin between us, inshallah, waa halka aniga ayidii baa waxay u jirtay ilaahay beerka burcad hayso mariyo. Do you know what it mean? Ilaahay beerkiina burcad hayso mariyo. Do you know what it mean?
In your gut or your liver, like there's like ifasari to break it down.
Okay. Beerka, okay, liver, like it's not going to be a liver.
But it's labta is
qalbiga. Burcad ma taqaan burcad? Do you know what's burcad?
I think so, but like I said, continue. Like there's many people like me that
okay, burcad is like when we are in the countryside. xoolaha lo'da weliba maaha ariga iyo geela, I don't know, laakiin lo'da marka caanaha laga liso, marka caanaha waa la luxi jiray. marka caanaha la luxo ciir buu noqdaa, dhanaan buu yaro noqdaa, laakiin caanaha waxaa ka soo baxa subag. ma fahanti? subagaasi markaa inta aanu subag noqon subag meel baa la dhigaa marka la dhigo I think it's going to be there for a while before intaanu subag noqon marka intaanu subaga noqon baa wax la burcad wacaanihii buu ka maxay marka burcadka waa burcad marka wax laga keenay miyigu saliid ma haystaan subag ma haystaan marka burcadka waxa la marsan jiray gacmaha wajiga la marsan jiray ma fahamtay shilkoodna marka it was cream buu ahaa ma fahamtay marka ilaahay qalbigiina burcad hayso mariyo it mean that ilaahay qalbigiina cream hayso mariyo
ha clean like clean nice and clean yeah your soul clean your soul
yeah so which I also the grass I use ilaahay Soomaalida qalbigooda burcad hayso mariyo Somali people individual they are very great that's how they doing great we have a good culture we have anu Toronto waan idin imi marka Toronto idin imi yani I didn't have to worry about Magrasa what I'm going to do that 4 days 5 days 5 days in a joge and I found myself
you just like didn't leave
because of Somali because Magrasa gabadh walaashayno maxaa la yiraahdaa Nasra I have to ina halkan ka faa'iideysto Nasra Magrasa ilaahay khayr badan ha siiyo maxaa la yiraahdaa adoo Magrasa Nasra walaashay Nasra yeah maxaa la yiraahdaa xafladiina joogtay Nasra so does Nasra you are not going anywhere ma fahamtay haddana guys I found you waxaadana Magrasa waxa walaashayn hoodo every day saas you wareejinaysay walaalkii Foosi Maxamed Easter Magrasa and they are not special people we are not talking about that you know those people Maxamed Easter or Maxamed Sheikh or Hodo Foosi or whoever they are not special it's about part of the culture wherever Magrasa is Somali atto you don't worry Magrasa waxaad cunto iyo meelaad saaxato you don't have to worry whatever imika hadda halkan si ka timaado adoo maya yeah we going to take you up and there so a lot of dadka ina soo dhex galaa imika dadka kale ina soo dhex galay aan Soomaalida ahayn baa ka sheekeeya Magrasa dhaqanka imika yarka reekanade jeedin maruu ka sheekeynayay yiri hadda asxaab Soomaaliya leedahay you don't have to worry Magrasa meel oo tagto maxaa la yiraahdaa waxa weeye dad badan baa ka sheekeeyay yani waxa kartaa imika hadda Sacuudiga u duusho Soomaaliya aad hesho waxa laga yaabaa inuu isagu xajkii ku geeyo cimradii ku geeyo as it happened ani markaan imika tagay Jidda inaan sakriye la yiraahdo he take care of me because wherever I'm going san cimrada u qaadanayo markaas alhamdulillah this culture nobody have this kind of culture then we have to be happy and proud
No, I agree in terms of marka dadka la soo dhaweynayo yes but when it comes to school darso on certain things that's the issue you know what I mean
yeah
and you see it
yeah
you see it's sad to say I have to anagu like Mohammed baan hadlay markii hore before this the previous episode in terms of waxaan ka nacabahay dadkeena and I have to say it because we have to grow from bahalkaas you know whatever yeah. and it's hasidnimo sometimes you know what I mean and
yeah
it's like or even taking risks so they take risks so they take risks but it's a weird type of thing so you would have qof dukaan meel furaya and then right next door the same type of dukaan bu furaya like the same store next door and I'm like aqliga is like why are you doing that go to a place that does not have that dukaan and bring that dukaan no ninkani halkan buu ku cunteynaya like he's eating from here I have to eat from here too that's you're destroying both you know what I mean
yeah
so
it's like you know I can call it's like you know like because sometimes the knowledge is giving you a lot of a lot of things to do and you can calculate about the risk so in that point when we come to those countries where is the system is very high and progression and the stuff like that Somali people don't know how to survive with the paper with the tax with everything so in this case when he see that the brother or the sister is doing in their something okay that time it's not usual it's not always about hasnimo but it's always like you know okay if she did or if he do I can do so they are not going to take to think about okay now where was magarasa imika west bay ahayd meeshii yarayda cuntada ka cunshil meeshii maxamed isteriyo they are not going to figure it out. Okay, let's go to Chinatown and be inside of the China town in our
but the initial person the qofka ugu horeeya de markuu Easter is like there's Easter, right? And I'm sure on the same strip meesha there's no other Easter. There's probably is, but it's not like you see what I'm trying to say. Tabi'ada is that, but it would have been better if you would have said, okay, cunta halkan laga furay. What complements cuntadaas? What are people gonna need prior or after cuntadan? You know what I mean? Not something else. That would be better. Like like build like he's doing this. Okay, adigu do that. Anuna kan ban samanaya. Once la shaqani, we feed each other rather than taking business away from each other. You know?
Yeah, because of, because of waxa weeye mataqaana certain thing baa jira when we come to qurbaha especially waxa weeye meelahan qurbahan aan joogno waxa soo koobnaanaya there's a rare things waxaan iimin karnaa inaguna like because first Somali been nahay haddana Muslim been nahay inagu kama ganacsan karno magaranaysa baararkii kuwii magaranaysa wixii khamriga dharka aynu inagu xidhanaa xitaa waa dhar ka duwan dhararka kale magaranaysa markaas it is true and I agree with you but it's all about going that about taking risk. So this issue is like but I think the people who can do who can change in this idea is the people who already grew up in whether Canada or England or wherever or Finland markas or whenever they're not everyone يعني we when we grow up there is a people who's going to the business field there is a people who's just going to do different things. So those people who already learned the business thing the business industry marka those people can change this kind of idea. It's all about you can sell hadal so but we don't know how to do so. Still alhamdulillah we are doing good, but I agree with you there is a lot of things that we have to make better. You get it? There is a lot of things
not
like a lot of things that we have to get better and to support each other I agree with you that to not see the brother or the sister that enemy but just see that okay the brother or the sister who have the power that power is mine, so let me build with them.
That's okay. That's the best thing there. It's shaqaya and say okay. Manku caawin kara. No, okay. Then what can I do to like I said before, like isla'u in terms of another way. Feed the business. If you're the guy who gives out sharabs and beverages and all those things, then the next guy's burgers or the next, you know what I mean? Like it feeds to the next person, you know what I mean? So that needs to be better. But Salama Sheikhistan, they do on certain levels with Sheikhistan on a surface dusha, but on a certain on a deeper level Salama Sheikhistan, you know what I mean? And that's
it's like it's like like a kind of I remember when we are in here marka xafladaha aroosyada hoolalka iyo I remember one Arab guy who have the whole markaas condition kiisa waxa ku xidhnaa whenever you take that whole lacagta the money that costs you is like it can be 2,000 but you have it this kind of but if you are going to take from his friend the food stuff like that then it's 1,500 and the brother is also doing to you the 1,000 so and whenever you're taking from the camera and stuff like that so it became like they are supporting each other like imika holki baan haystaa holka markaan haysto I don't have to do myself the food but I can say like hey I have my and haddaad my ka soo qaadanaysaan cuntada I'm going to make you discount like 1,500 you understand?
Yes.
So this kind of we don't have, but inshallah ta'ala it will come.
It's basically recommendations, Okay, you need unto? Okay. Ninkaas baan garanaya. Ninkaas ba, you know what I mean? Or qofkaas, okay, then you need this, or you know what I mean? You're helping each other, as you said. That's what we need. We need that because we don't need duplicate dukam or duplicate things that are not helping either or. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Yeah, and Magrasa, when it comes to our industry, I hope also you guys, because Idika Canada power في عنكم أصلا, because as I see in Canada, I saw Magrasa producers, I saw محل هدي لها إنه writers, directors, ما بعتي. Yeah, محل one of the محل I remember محل إن أنت اللي محل رجع منى. Mona, one of the intellectual, the way that she's doing, the way محل say وبحب الانجرين society وأوصل ما يسمى فهمتي. Yeah, given any house of art some interest. Marcus, together you guys do a lot of things. So it's only just to sometimes to trust each other. And you know the trust is coming more that you know each other and more that you can talk, because business we cannot also relate that the business is going like okay, this is he's Somali, so I have to do with him to just about because of Somali. Sometimes it cannot go also like that because but like to build small by small, then inshallah ta'ala we're going to be up.
Yeah, that's the way. Even Balkan, even this whole Bahalkan is years ago Bambilabai, but it was a different thing. It was a warqat paper, a magazine. And then one saw عليه because dadka like Mona, Hodo, Sheko, Mohammed, Adiga, and all these other people ayaan rabeenan like to share dadka with. Not only Somalis obviously, but qof kasta. You know what I mean? Because everyone lahadla from different backgrounds, different things, all creative from different fields. You know?
Yes.
So that's kind of case that so other people can see that there's people like you or look like other people that say, oh, they're doing it. I can do it too. It gives me hope in on waha. I can get into this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just like
yeah.
So it's in that way, it's good. And even because of you guys, because of Film Key, Yohodo and all the things. Mona Banspartay, Mohammed, all these other people Banspartay through that whole thing. Even though Megaladan could not share Kashaqainay, Imakan Bartay. That's the thing. So these things like this, these huddles, these talks, these discussions, that case they connect people together. You know?
Of course, brother. Because like when you are talking with someone, you're gonna get from him some ideas, or not only idea, but we're gonna say sometimes just hit a huddle. You're gonna learn him from something, and also at the same time, you are teaching him also. We're gonna say teaching her, Marka, to come together and to talk. Actually, this is what we have to do more often. Not only to doing some knowledge, but we have to do often, because this is the way this is where we're coming from. Marka miyiga la yimaado ardaa baa la samayn jiray, ardaaga dab baa la shidi jiray, everybody come together, and it was not only the elders who was talking. I remember I sit there, and it came my turn, and the people was like, hey Omar, tell us something. And I was like, because I was listening, and I was like, okay, what I tell? You understand? And then I couldn't tell anything. And then they were like they were asking me like, hey, how many days you were with the Adi? And I was like, today was my third day. And then they said, okay, tell about Adi Gisi, Hage Somerton, and then I tell, and then they was like, and I said, hey, yes, I was all the time. Because I was afraid about what they was talking about. In Israel, libaaxa ma fahamtay markaasa wax mid baa markaa qof weyn baa wuxuu ma taqaan Umar ariga muu raacin arigu xaafaddu iska ag joogay. And it's true, because I have to go with Magrasa arigan inaan fogeeyo and they go say more and more, and then from there they can get the more green. ما فهمتي؟ yeah. لكن I was whenever أرجو مركو يربى حبة I just and then was سعليا because of my secure I was afraid about حتى أرجو ماشي شطرة yeah there can come لباح there can come ورابي there can come
you weren't taking a risk you're cautious
مركا I tell that story and it was great because at the same time at the same time I was sharing my feeling so this is it and this we have to do more than
no 100% وانا let's لش case and now why not like rather than because usually you know if it's like things like this it's like structured it's a little bit more structured you know question rather than a discussion just sla hadal dadka and a lot of people need to see this regular hadal you know what I mean we don't see that often enough it's usually very structured or dad basku qaylina it's like you know you need dahdahad you need all a nice discussion with dadka because then with that qofka fahmaysa sidoo fikr like the way he thinks the way he understands and sees the world everything and then the wikubarayan and not everyone's going to like everybody you know there's people that are going to say oh I didn't know Umar was like this is amazing you know I like Umar you know I understand him you know and there's other people like Nikan you know but at the end of the day you can't please everybody you know
true
and that's no lasha that's a life so that's like I said that's also another reason why I like Bahalkan you know and dadka lasha case stuff because already dadka waan garanaya but at the same time there's many things that kahadli kartid there's many things that you can see qofka sidoo fekeran you know there's shekels that I didn't know or you know wax baad garanaysa aniguna waan garanaya I was like oh maan garanayna aad garanaysid I didn't know this so things like this it's this back and forth that is beautiful but in terms of Somalia how did you get more into filmadan like sida soo gashay it's a question you get asked all the time but like
yeah well to me you know like before I start the movies and stuff like that I remember in 2000 I think 2001 or 2 waxa the computer and I don't know how to use it I remember that somebody came to my house to help me how to put the first email and sound semester but there was one of my friend who was at the same time he had the very hobby computer software in that inside 1 year I remember already waxa soo baxay bahal la oran jiray Pinnacle Studio or video editor in that time markaas ana always waxaan jeclaanaa sawirada qaado video yar sameeyo since 1996 I have my own camera ma bante and I remember I invest myself markaas that camera it was a lot of money so kabacdi videoyada iyo sawiradii waxaan qaadana waan kaydin jiray then 2002 2003 and I was a very young man we are talking about very early my age marka anu aan taaba qaaday kabacdi I remember that my friend he helped me a lot of to do with those softwares then it came by hobby that you know we always download new software those kind of nowadays we use applications in that time then there was one woman who was creating a youth media center we have the youth centers but then media center so the media center that it means that you know the youth people can come to have them hobby somebody want to do some magazine and he have the ability to do in there and me I was a video editor so they were helping me at the same time because we didn't have those kind of there was no any YouTube or stuff where we can watch it from there and they helped me I come to the point in that time I was always then interested the movie stuff and industry and stuff like that and then 2004 the national TV in here in Finland we called to Ule One. They started a program where they called that, Basari, and Basari was that, immigrant people can do some documents from them lives. And then I went to there and I did, I think 2-3 documents, a couple of years with them, where I was myself making the document, but there was always a cameraman, and then there was a one director who was also teaching us how to do the documentary, and he come every 3 days, every other 3 days, that how we doing and that kind of stuff, shooting. And then I lose the interest and stuff like that. Me, I didn't even think about that. I'm going to be acting or actor like that. But we have it then a small group with my Finnish friends and a couple of Argentina, one Cuba guy. Together with them, we did some small videos where we were doing them ourselves. But that was only just ourselves. And in here in Finland, it's very hard to get in to this movie industry. Well, of course, the two-way is very difficult. First of all, it's difficult to everyone, even to the Finnish people, because it's only just certain of people. Finland is very small, so they know each other. It's coming by generation to generation. You understand? His father was a actor, so the son will be an actor, or her mother was. So it was always like that. So. And of course, there's no any black actors or stuff like that, and they didn't want to, because they didn't want to take the risk. Also, when they bring you, there, just you are only black. They also checking about the audience and how the audience will react, and are they ready to see? That was that time, and then I remember when I was the Youth Media Center. Me myself, I get a work from there. Then the Youth Media Center, that I came one of those creators, one of those people who was helping for the youth people when they become, because that time I became already very, how could I say, very expert about the editing.
Yes, as an editor.
Yeah, and then that time I was using the time we were using Adobe Premiere. Which was quite new, and I think after Final Cut came very late. Final Cut came very late on that.
Came later, huh?
Yeah, and then there was a Liquid also, kind of. And I remember one day, my friend Khadar came there. I think it was 2005 or 2000. I think, yeah, Khadar came there, and then he was like, and then at the same time, I was doing also home pages, and I became, because a couple of my friends, they were doing home pages, calling and stuff like that, and only we have it the time. The time was not this kind of that we are talking about social media. The time we have it was only just boring. So we study. It was hobby. It was not only just studying. We didn't study, but it was hobby that we do. And then I was there teaching the youth people how to create the websites, and also the editing. And then Khadr came there, and then Khadr was like, Omar. Khadr came actually editing some his videos, which Khadr will never show us. I'm sure if I said, Khadr, I want to see that what you were editing 2005, 2006, I will never see it.
Inshallah, we'll see it soon.
And then Khadr came, and then he was like, hey, I want to be a movie industry. Me, I didn't think about even movies. My hobby was just that. But this guy was thinking a bigger picture, very long distance. How could I say that? I didn't think about myself. And he was like, and then I was like, what do you want? And he said, you want to be a writer, screenwriter. And I was like, really, in that time, I even said to Khadr sometimes, I was like, man, this man is dreaming. He's just really dreaming. Because the Qaab can work and the people who is around us, and with the Finnish movie industry will let us sometimes, that we create something. That was not for myself. That was not real. That was not the reality that I see. And I was like, Khadr, you are dreaming. And then I said, what language you want to write? I didn't even think about that, that there is an English language you can write. But he was like, I said, you want to write to Finnish? And then he was, yeah, well, I can write also Finnish. And I was like, this is one of the difficult language, so how you can. And it seems that, me, I didn't have any idea about the screenwriting. But he have it already. Okay, that was it. And then I remember then I went, I was helping, one of my friends called me and they said, hey, there is one movie, they needed some help of the people, so you want to help them? And then I went there to help. I think it was my first movie where I was just by helping, not the acting or stuff like that. And 2008, my friend Khadr was calling me and he was like, hey, I write it one screenwriting and stuff like that. And then we were talking about the screenwriting. And that time was not even, there was no any idea that, I want to act or do I have any chance to act. And I tried a couple of times to go to the filming school, but I couldn't get it. And I didn't want any acting. I was just trying to get in
for
to
editing
be a
and camera and things
yeah,
like behind the camera.
Yeah, but I didn't get it. And then I remember that 2008, the Khadr movie came. It was already ready to shoot, and then Khadr and my friend, one of our friend, that also Khadr's friend Yuho, who is also directing. They were doing together. Khadr and Yuho was doing together that movie. Khadr was writing, and Khadr wrote it already. Very lovely script writer. One of the best, one of the lovely movie that I love, and also Khadr love, also Yuho love, is this movie. And I was supposed to be a.
Is that movie out? Is that movie out?
Yeah, 2008. Yeah, and I supposed to be location fixer to help them that one Somali cafeteria that I make the deal. Anyway, I don't know how it went, but I remember that Khadr was sitting down, and then Yuho was trying to find the place. I don't know which one it went. I was sitting with Khadr, or was it did I saw the Yuho? But anyway, then we were sitting together, the three of us, and we were talking about the movie. We were talking about the location and stuff like that. And then when I went home, I remember that Yuho was Khadr called me, and then he was like, "Hey, do you want to come to act our movie?" And I was like, "How come?" And he was like, "Well, we've been talking with the director also that director also like you, so you want to come to," and it was straight away to the main character. There's two main character, and then I get the main character. The movie is a 30 minutes.
So short film.
Movie. Short film, but quite long film also. When we were shooting, we were supposed to shoot maybe like was it supposed to be a 40 minute, but then they cut it to the 30 minutes. And that movie already win. And the other guy who was acting with me is he came from the film school, and he was and then straight it went to Locarno Film Festival, which was a short movie. It went there. I think I don't know which prize, but I think the first prize. Then, as me, a lot of my friends know, I go something, I give very much energy, and then I go away from that also things. Like I was doing the internet, and I was doing editing or home pages like that. And then the movie industry, I just get lost. 2011, and then 2009, there was one movie. They called me. They said, "Hey, they want me to act." But really, I didn't like the character. And then because me much I didn't care about that the movies. I didn't want it because I was doing all the time my other works. Then 2011 there came another movie also, which I was doing a small side role. And then 2011 I disappeared. I went back to Hargeisa. There I was a very long time. And Khadr, when he was writing this, Khadr tell me that, when he was writing this movie in 2010, 2011, I was on his mind that he write me this character. But it take a long time that we shoot the movie. And yeah, here we are. And it was just, did I did anything else? I didn't did because I was back and forth. I was homeland, but I was all the time in the media. Also, I can call also that the movie industry and somehow it's connected with the media. Then in this movie, it came to this movie, and then when this movie was getting ready, okay, I know it step by step all the time. A couple of years that we talk with Khadr. But then it came 2018, we were talking with Khadr, and already we were preparing that, how we do the movie, and that still he want me to do, but am I ready to do, or am I also able to do? Not ready. Am I able to do? Because this is a huge movie, and Khadr was trusting me, but Khadr was all the time also at the same time was preparing me and telling me that hey, you have to be ready. You have to be ready. And then it came. 2019. Alhamdulillah, we started with him to get ready, because the people also sometimes ask, hey, how about this hair? What do you have? We already prepared with Khadr a year ago before we already shoot. And then last things. Then when the movie get the money and everything, and we were already the movie have it already 80%. When we were doing this, the movie have it already main money, the 80%.
Yeah.
But still we cannot go to do with the 80%. We were sure that the movie will come, the rest of the 20%. When we get the last 20%, then the producers, they didn't want to take a risk. They said that Omar is not the daily actor. He's not so heavy. He don't have that much experience to do this kind of movie. So we are not ready to take the risk. So we're gonna try to find from the world any other Somali person. Like Khadr knew it something about Magrasa marka Khadr baadi ogaawayo isagu already markuu qoriyay, anigana wuu qoray, Yasminna wuu qoray, so he was seeing something special about me, as I can say. Markaas Khadr was also fighting, but then I was very disappointed. Magrasa waxay wax lahaatay sense maaha, no, it cannot happen. But then I did also the we didn't know who already they choose. There was a lot of people who want, and there was a lot of actors who was also doing very good acting, and they have it already experienced. They were doing the school filming, but at the end, alhamdulillah, I was the one that there was a time that I was not sure it was me, because there was other people who was very strong. So it was a very disappointment. But at the same time, Khadr was telling me all the time, but in that time, Khadr, he said that sometimes to me, that he never gave up the hope that I'm coming to the movie. But me, I get
you get discouraged.
Yeah. And I was like, no, even, I was getting ready like 1 year. I've been preparing. And the way that we see the movie, already we shoot, but the movie, what the people don't know that, we were preparing like 1 year. Yeah, me and Khaled, we We are living here together. Khadr was living that time in France, but he came here sometimes back, and as we are friends also. But there's no day that we didn't talk about the movie hours and hours and hours, and there's no single day that we didn't talk about it. And even we go to the cafeteria, we sit down, and sometimes we say, "Hey, let's forget about the movie," but we couldn't forget. And then the other side, we have it. We when I'm telling that practical, we were practicing physically what and how I have to do the things, and it's not was we didn't practice the movie as that okay, you're gonna do this in the movie and stuff like that. No, but we were practicing. My grandson Khadr was preparing me that like tools, some tools that when I go to there, how can I do? But with those tools also that I can do with another
So acting
movies and
tools.
stuff.
Is it acting
Yeah,
tools?
acting tools. Acting tools, yes. And yeah, Alhamdulillah. And now we see that where we are, mashallah. Thanks to Qadr, mashallah. إلهي كسكو mahadda u dhan ilaahay baa iskale bal mahadda kale dee walaalkay khadar baa leh so magaranaysa walaashay yasmiin baa leh who was helping me magaranaysa to 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 build this character also magaranaysa dadkii ila matalayay laakiin one and all magaranaysa waxay dee khadar created this one so it's all about him.
No, it's good, honestly. Because like I said, the way Khadr and you guys, this whole thing is bringing that together. That's the thing. So on Arco is through this film, a lot of that indo the foray to the reality of waxaan samayn karno. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also the fact that, like I was telling Mohammed before, that Somalida maskaxda waxa ku jirtay, they knew what films were. They knew what it wuxuu yahay. But mostly maskaxda waxa ku jirtay riwaayado. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Khadr said that in a meeting I remember that we were in at TIFF. Is essentially like dadkani waxay moodayeen it's like a riwaayad type of thing. You know what I mean? So the law act getting all these other things, and it's like, no, that's not what it is, you know. So people can see that now there's so much things you can do, and the possibilities, and the fact that it's going good. All these things are like I said, it's helping a lot of people.
True, and also that like the things also as you said now, the most great things that people came together. That we already came together. We know each other. Mashallah, alhamdulillah. It's a matter of time that who will be the next, who will do the next. It's not about the question. It's not anymore about the about Khadr or about Omar. Said Omar will do the next movie or Khadr will do the questions about that who's going to be the next, who will do something that something that will surprise us. And of course there's a lot of people anu migrants soo bartay like Canada migrants dadkiina bartay England already as migrants so with a lot of people who is in the industry usually every day dad baa ila soo xiriira migrants from Sweden, from the other countries. So it's just only a matter of time when somebody, people like you will do. And I hope that you and Sheko you will do also with your project. But what Somali people sometimes what's very strange to us is because ruwaydaha way naqaanay ruwaydaha straightforward that now we can create with the months, and then we can straight go to do the movie. You already know that and as your project already take years and years, and it's gonna take years. The people don't know that the movie projects they take years.
No, it takes a while, because markaad qoraysid, when you write it, and then when you show it to people, and then you go through that process, a long process before la arko. But then in maskaxdaada you're also saying, depending on qofka tahay, I know aniga it's like kasan samey. Okay, I know it's gonna take a while. Wax kalan wanan sameya. So musugayo, for the one that I just did, I have to keep going. I have to keep moving because eventually
Yeah,
the
like
first one, eventually when the first one sameya, that's finally like you catch up to the time to make it. So it will take time, but not soon enough. Honestly, not soon enough. It needs to, adunku spitela, and this is the time. This is the time.
True. This is the time that we have to, adunku spitela, and and we have to always remember that even we are doing our story, even that when Muhammad is sitting down and he's writing his work, he's creating what he see, and that's what he's going. That's the main important.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to know also there is a lot of people who's looking us up. That like, okay, hey, that's my guy. Yeah, my did. So I'm a very, very, very proud of him, and inshallah, I will do. Or then if you don't do, or if you don't do, then they will encourage the other people who are already interested in this industry. That hey, I know that guy. He already did. I know Shaka Shaka. So Alhamdulillah, it's a time, as you said, it's a time.
It's a time. It's no, it's like I said. I think Mohammed Marshege Marki Hore is like I said. That key man, I didn't know that key Hore. Like I didn't know Sheikh. I didn't know all these other people. So like I said, it's to Datka Dawane and the people listening. It's good that Somalis are doing this, like you, Khadar, and everyone else. But at the same time, qofna has sugin. You know what I mean? Qofna has sugin.
Yeah.
Like don't wait for somebody to do it first.
Yeah, true.
Don't wait. Don't ever wait. Because at the end of the day, if marka sugtid, sometimes it's too late. So if you have an opportunity, kuimada, and it doesn't happen, it's not Somalis, like the funding, like for example, your guys' funding for Filinki, it was from Datkat, being honest, it's it, right? Yeah. It wasn't from Somalis. But now, maybe by seeing this film and all those things, it could also encourage Somali entrepreneurs to invest in films.
That's what I hope from my God. That's what I hope from my God. That, there is because we have a lot of businessmen and businesswomen that we have people who have money. And we are talking about the big monies that they don't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. So and they, of course they want to do something good with that money. Mm-hmm. They want to support also them people, but they don't know how they do.
Because media is everything. Media is everybody telephone called. Everybody's on their phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you realize that the future has been media, done. You got to be in it in some form or fashion. Whether if it's not, I think you'll Samania directly. You have to either be in it in some way. Either you're the financier, or you're the producer, you're the writer, you're the all these other. There's many shakals within this adun that we call film in the film industry. You don't always have to be qofka horta in front of the camera or the camera person or qofka qoria. There's a whole team of people. Sometimes even 100 people on one film or one show.
Yeah.
So there's so much opportunities. The things you have to build. You have to build this community. You have to build sometimes even a production company. You know what I mean? That does these things. So for people to there's many opportunities besides actor or writer or director that can get into these industries.
Yeah. True. True. And one final thing that what I can say is like you already guys know Magrasa that industry in Kuchra, that industry this one thing if you are coming to the movie industry and really you want to do as a profession, one thing you have to be a patient. That's all about to be a patient.
Mm-hmm.
Not like you can write a good story, but the good story need a time. It need a time, so you have to be a patient. It need a right person who can handle it, who can put, who can try to get the financial So that kind of take years. So with the things that we have is that we have a lot of good stories, but we want to do ourselves with the camera and then to upload the YouTube. There is a lot of very good stories which I watch from the YouTube from the Somali people. I love myself. I laugh and I like, and really you can see the feeling that I have about this story and how they create and how they do it. But then at the same time, I'm like, why didn't wait this beautiful story to put as a professional way, so that the world can see also, not only for the Somali people who see from the YouTube. This is what I wait.
That's the issue. That's what happened. Essentially, is they need. There's one thing to be impatient, but then there's also you need structure.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because that simple story, not turtai in a bad way, like you just put it out there, could have been done so much larger, so much better, so much with تطبق ويمن تطبق وعاون. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
another thing is networking. It's a huge thing in film industry is networking, because half the battle is dadka may ku garanayan, and then like even if you're the best, if nobody knows you or nobody knows what you can do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
dadka la hadal. Don't be afraid. dadka la hadal. Ask, and if ana ku caawin, just keep moving. Because at the end of the day, at least what tijabi say what dadka wala hada shay kuma caawin. Okay, at least once a may wahas. Then hormor, keep going forward. But you got to network,
Yeah.
because you never know qofka ku caawinaya at the end of the day. If you only say Somalis by caawinaya or only say Adan by caawinaya, you can't. You have to go to everybody. You have to see qofka ku caawinaya, qofka, ku jecel, as they say, go to people who, if you have people that love you or somewhere that loves you, take it, like, use it. You got that love. Haka ordin,
Yeah, true. True, but that's well, that's it. And I'm waiting for and I'm waiting. Very exciting. Who will be your next guest? Hoda or Mona?
I told Hoda, I was telling Hoda, I was like, wait, she's like, I don't want to be on Balkan, and then I said, no, 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 no. You're a very interesting person. People need to see like you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you already know Hoda, so it's like we need Hoda. They need to know Hoda. They need to see Hoda, because Hoda has so much to offer.
Yeah, we need really, the group that way we are. There is all of them. Maybe one by one you can bring them. But people like Hoda, Mona, Monadiria. There's a lot of people, but I'm very very interested in that. What Mona gonna say and what Hoda gonna say, and
Yes.
to how Mona also build about this the place where we were.
Oh, Gurigedi.
Tell me about what was the name of?
It was House of Arts. So House of
Yeah,
Arts is
House of Arts.
in
Yes.
Toronto, in the Little Italy college neighborhood. So for the people that are listening to this, we'll add Mona's information at the bottom so you guys can find her.
But the idea, how she bring the people together, how we were talking that night when we were together there, and the environment, the atmosphere that we have, it was the best. That's whether with that Guri or with the other Guri, Mona is a genius and intelligent person.
Mona, you're listening.
Also,
Mona, you're listening. I'm gonna bug you as always, and as they say, I'm gonna push. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's very dedicated to what she's doing. So that's the best things also. Yeah.
No, it's good. No, I
Yeah.
think the hilarious thing is it was like one such case, and it was صدح دينا. It's like you're a Scorpio, you're the Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio. So let's صدح such a case. Three crazy people. Wallahi. And three people from Hargeisa too. صدح people from Hargeisa too.
That's nice. I think I was so good. Now I have to go and run.
ها ده
I think
وهبين
so.
for you. I think it's هبين for me. It's error for me. So
Okay.
so وش
Okay.
هيك dadka how they can reach you. هلك like website or social media وحاس or dadka وش هيك. Like tell people how they can reach you.
Well, the people who is using Instagram, they can reach me Omar_Shaft. That's what I think. That's my name on Instagram. I use also Facebook. So Facebook, they're gonna just write Omar Abdi. No, and also nowadays it's easy. If somebody, as I think also, if the people write to the Google Omar Abdi, there will come a Omar Abdi actor. So when they click the actor one, then I think they're gonna find my Instagram, my Facebook, and stuff like that. But I also use Snap.
I don't, that's good though. There's a lot of people still on Snap. Well, I know I don't know why I stopped using it, but yeah, I know a lot of people. "Ma Snap kuchita." I go, no, I'm not a Snap.
Snap is a funny. So I'm not gonna tell the Snap from here because there's a lot of people also. So they have to find the Snap. But the things, one thing that I didn't know how to use is, or I know how to use, but I don't care and I don't want, is Twitter.
I don't use Twitter.
I have a phone,
years ago, but I stopped.
Yeah. Twitter and TikTok.
TikTok and I don't even touch TikTok. TikTok, I have an issue with that. All of them but at the end of the day, TikTok is like
But I think you need if you're doing this program.
No, because you have to download the app. If it was like through a different like proxy, like a separate thing, I would. But in this case, Spotify bankuchira, this is Spotify video all the other ones were I don't like TikTok. I'm not gonna touch TikTok. I'm on Instagram for sure. People know I'm on Instagram. But I'm not touching that one.
I final question that I ask you from here is that where this going? From where we can watch?
Spotify. So the video, so it's like this. YouTube, the two that have the video and Otka all in one is YouTube and Spotify. But all Otka is gonna be on iTunes, Google, you name it. Wahka store done in terms of Otka.
Okay.
So you can find it. If you're not gonna see it, the two places you're gonna see it is, like I said, Spotify and YouTube, with the same maga.
Okay.
But I like the video a lot more, honestly, because you can see, the reaction, all these other things. It's a different feeling. Yeah. It's a different feeling. And everything like that. You put a face to the voice.
And also it would be interesting that this kind of me, the broken English.
I told you, but okay. Imaka, I was getting at you for that reason. I was like, listen, you are qofla garanayo imekadan, right? You need, sadly to say, of Ingrisi, you need to at least, it's a universal language in the world. So at least Tichabi, try your best, and the more you speak it, the more better it gets. You know what I mean? It takes time, and it's not dig. You don't have to do it fast. Take your time. Like you're doing perfect.
I'm happy with my Somali.
I know, but there's people that want to know you that are not Somali.
But no, it's like, no. I mean that, but my English is not. I can say my English is not bad. But it's not good as well as you also guys that who already born, so already live in some country that you are using every day. I don't use.
That's what I call it. So it's because what the kakukortai is Finnish and then obviously have Somali, whereas it's like me of English and you have Somali. So it's but also what's it called? Going back history, the Bogoi was of Ingrisi there. Comfort was Italian. So you at least what Garanaisa, obviously, because that key around were either Somali of Arabi or of Ingrisi,
Yeah.
So but you'll get you want fahmesa, at least to have fahmesa. That's the beginning.
Yeah.
That's the beginning.
That's 100%. 100%.
That's better than nothing. That's on a family. Imagine people that don't. So you over time. Everything's over time.
I think I have to take my teacher. Hold on. So bring my teacher here.
So winter time way soo noqotay I think way soo noqotay but yeah la hadal oodana la hadal I will bring her I'll also bring her on this so no inshallah I don't know I'm even halkaas I might come down the area that's all done early next year. Well, we're in next year now technically. Today's
welcome if you come just give me a call, just give me a DM, that's all.
No aan ku sheego because halkaas compared to halkaas like in terms of because anigu like I said fashion baan ka imid originally fashion and photography waxaan originally ka imid filmna it was like halkan for me so halkaasaan always ku soo noqda markaan fashion waxaas dhex galayo so and that's another thing Somalida you're told lama dhex galo especially nimanka at the time it's like fashion other than reerkeen was like yeah that's okay because nimanka waxa toli jiray iyo nimanka cuntada karin jiray iyo maqaayada but yet when you see you know nimanka waxa like why are you going to nin waxan ma tolo it's like that's a lie. Who's a tailor?
Yes.
One nin. Who's the chef? One nin. Back home especially. You know what I mean? Waste but now, but back then it didn't make sense. It's hypocrisy.
True.
So yeah, there's Dumar Kena are in fashion for sure. Like Yasmin Kucherte Filinka from Toronto.
Yeah.
You know, that's fashion. So Somalis need to keep going and not, you know, that's kind of if it yeah. I have my thing. In episodes you'll hear. No, so
so I would love to listen.
No, Sheko is the previous episode. The one before this one was Sheko. You'll listen to it. One dehkalnay filmiyo waxa soo dhan iyo all that. But and it's out now.
I saw the small clip where you shared it to our
Instagram ka.
Yeah, like but I didn't watch all the things and I would love to watch.
No, after this one kusoo diri. It's on YouTube. YouTube kan kusoo diri. But inshallah once arkayna.
Inshallah, okay, inshallah. Yeah.
No, once arkayna, trust me, we'll do this in person too because I'm gonna No, we're going to see each other, inshallah. We'll do this in person markan halka tagno on the other side and we'll do it in person because I like it more markan qofka in person la hadlo even more. Okay, one ku see deynaya haye?
No, peace
brother. Haye. Inshallah one second.
Inshallah, haye brother. Thank you.
Okay.